Let's get it. Tanner Mendelsohn, how you feeling today?
Dude, amazing, bro.
Amazing.
Always a good day, bro. It's Friday. Been a solid day. We're just working, bro, nonstop. That's what we do. How's your day been, bro?
Not bad for the team. We've been rolling,
Yeah.
chilling. I was sick this week, but I'm feeling better today, so no, we're good.
There's like a
Back on track.
sickness going around. I was sick like a little over a month ago. We got some of the boys sick this week,
Oh
but
shit. Yeah,
it's all
nah, it's
right.
going around, it's a flu season and everything. But
Yeah.
we can get this rolling. So basically, before I go into like kind of the questions and everything, introduce yourself to everyone. A lot of them know your name. But kind of go into introducing yourself, where you've been at, where you're at now and everything.
Yeah, no, 100%. Well, first off, I appreciate you letting me on, bro. I mean, you've been killing it. It's been amazing to see what you've done in this business, developing leaders, and I'm excited to see where you're at going into 2026. But yeah, dude, a little bit about me. So, I've been in the business for 15 months. I just turned 22 about 2 months ago. But I'll take you guys back like a little bit. I won't make it too long, but before, insurance, I'll be honest, when I was 18, graduated high school, like, dude, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I'm from Los Angeles, California. Ended up going to 2 years of community college in Santa Barbara. And, I definitely just got around the wrong people, was really never like making the best decisions for my life. And I always knew I wanted to make money, but I didn't know when it would come or how it would come. Knew that sales would give me an opportunity where the more work I put in, if I develop the skill set, I can actually get paid what I'm worth. Before joining FFL, I did 5 months of high ticket sales. I paid like $5,000 for a sales course. Ended up not being anything that they portrayed. Made $1,000 a month for 5 months. It sucked. And then I joined a captive company, was there for 10 months and only made 28 grand. So over my first 13 months in sales, I made just about like $30,000. And I'll be honest, like I thought I was the problem the entire time. I thought I wasn't good at sales. I had a lot of self-doubt, but what it really was I was just never around people that had results, and I was never fully bought into what I was actually doing, which is why you need to have a lot of belief in what you're doing. I mean, that's one of the most important things. If you don't believe that you can make $10,000 a month, you're never going to make $10,000 a month. If you don't believe you can actually scale a business, dude, good luck ever scaling. So when I came to FFL, everything completely changed. I realized I was in the right system. I was around leaders that had real results and actually cared about me. And then, dude, I just went all in. So my first month was 15 months ago, September 2024, when all in immediately was working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. And dude, it was really like 14, 16 hours because first coming into the business, I was told to focus on learning, not earning. And I took a step back to realize what, Ronnie told me when he said that. Because at first I was like, dude, like I'm here to make money. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't got time to learn anything. Like, I'm trying to make money. But then my very first 30 days, like all I did was just try to get better every single day. And I think that's a mistake that a lot of people make is they're so focused on the money early on in the business. Whether you're 1 month in the business, whether you're 3 months in the business, everyone's mindset's just like, I need to make money, I need to make money. But the money only comes when you actually have the skill set. You could work 12, 14, 16 hours a day and you might, barely make any money because you don't actually know what you're doing. So when I first came into the business, dude, I was so focused on getting better every single day. I was obsessed at learning. And then I came in, made 15K in my very first month. And within my first 6 months, I sold $275,000. And dude, now last month we did 913,000. So things have definitely scaled very, very significantly for me. It's completely changed my life, bro. And dude, I'm super grateful to be where I'm at and excited to develop more leaders going into next year, bro.
No, that's amazing, bro. I mean, now, like I tell everyone, bro, your journey's amazing. Obviously, you came from like a whole captive agency, coming to this agency, it's a whole different, ball game. Not a lot of people know that because, you know, people come from like a really small mindset. They're small headed because they don't know the other opportunities that there are out there. You know what I'm saying? So like, a lot of people just need to open their eyes up more and just be like, you know what? There's like more out there for me, you know? But kind of tying into some questions for you, kind of like what's your biggest month? That's sales month for like
Yeah, so so my biggest personal sales month was my third month in the business. I IP'd 55 and a half. So very first month I did 40, second month was 51, third month 55 and a half, and then fourth month was 53. So like I IP'd 200K in my first 4 months. Biggest month personal 55 and a half, which dude now doesn't even seem like a lot. There's people putting up crazy
Yeah,
numbers.
nah, it's that's what I tell people is like when I put up 40 like back in like March, everyone was so hyped for me and everything.
Yeah,
Now like people 40 is like the average, it's like the bare minimum. And like
yeah.
people are putting like 100, 120, 70,
Crazy.
80. I'm like, what is it? Like I don't even know what's going on. I think it is because I think people are spending more on leads because they're not
Yeah.
scared of enough, they're not scared to spend more. But kind of like tying into you sold 50K that month or 55. What really helped you going from that first month and then to that biggest month? What's changed it for you?
Yeah, dude, 100%. So I think what separates people that sell around like 20, 30K a month versus the people that touch 40, 50, 60,
Mhm.
the number one thing is always going to be confidence on the phone. And it doesn't really matter what you say, it's how you say it. And the people that sell at a very, very high level, they just speak with the utmost confidence. And
Yeah.
I think it comes down to two things, like how you can really develop confidence. Number one, it's like having belief in the product that you're actually selling. Because I have so much belief in like why people need life insurance. Like, dude, if you've called your leads, like you understand like these people are broke. Like, dude, they actually like need your help. So when you understand that every single person that picks up the phone actually needs your help and you can actually give them something that will benefit their family, dude, when they answer and they tell you that they're not interested, when they answer and then they're like, "Hey, I'm busy, call me later," like you're gonna fire back at them with a lot of confidence and dude, they're gonna understand that, damn, this guy like actually wants to help me. So they're gonna listen to you more. So number one is like having so much confidence on the phone. When they tell you no, keep fighting. Also, never scheduling appointments. Like I'm very big on one call closes. Too many people will get, a wife objection, a think about it, maybe a banking objection, and then they don't want to push them and they want to schedule an appointment. Dude, I promise you, your mindset needs to be I will close them or they will block me. I will close them or they will block me. So, confidence, never ever schedule an appointment, always closing them on the first call. I was spending 1,500 a week on leads. My first month buying leads, I was doing 1,200 and then I
Mhm.
jumped to 1,500. I think if you want to produce at like a 50K level, I would bare minimum spend 1,500 a week. That was my number. Some people spend 2K. Some people can do it on 1,200. I was a very big believer of, dude, I'm not going to be like probably the greatest salesman in the world. Like I'm definitely good at selling, but if I just have more leads, that's going to give me more potential sales. So I think if you're struggling, hitting an extra 5, 10K a month, I would just buy more leads because you're just going to have more potential buyers. It's going to lead to more conversations. You also don't get pissed off when people tell you no because you have another 30, 40, 50 fresh leads that, you're ready to hit. And then number three, it's assuming the sale. A lot of people struggle assuming the sale. They ask questions like, "Do you want to do this? Do you have 10 minutes right now?" It's like, no, sir, I completely understand. We're gonna actually just take care of everything right now, just to confirm, like you said, your main goal is to make sure your wife's protected, right? Perfect. So we're just gonna take care of all this right now. You need to fire with confidence and you need to always assume the sale. And I think those are like the main few things that separate someone that sells 20, 30K a month versus people that are selling 40, 50, 60.
No, yeah, that's amazing. And you said something that I really like. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I don't know, I don't think a lot of people understand that saying because like they're so tied into the oh, but this guy's saying this, he's selling that much, but he's saying this, and they get so confused. I'm like, bro, you could say the most up like nonsense bullshit to these people the first 90 seconds. It's just the
Yeah.
way you say it, you
Yeah.
know? And I don't know how to like what's for you, what changed it for you for your guys to help them tie that mindset in that.
Yeah, no, and it's definitely difficult for people to understand because I mean, dude, I have some guys on my team that sell a lot and like, bro, they'll be saying the most wildest shit. I'm like, dude. and then other people try to say what they say and it never works. So in my opinion, it comes down to like, dude, you just have to be yourself on the phone. There's someone in my office, his name's Martin. He struggled he wouldn't like struggle, but like, dude, he only sold like 6 policies, 8 policies his first month. Second month sold like a little bit more. And then last month he like IP'd over 50K. And the thing that switched for him and that I noticed for a lot of people is too many people try to force to sound like this guy or sound like this guy. Dude, you need to be yourself on the phone. Like it's a human being. They want life insurance. They need it. Just have a conversation with them. You don't need to try to say what Amar says just because like it works for him. Dude, you guys are probably two different people. Like the way that you say it is going to be completely different. So you need to understand like if you just talk to them and actually have a real conversation and just be yourself on the phone, but also be like assertive and be in control of the conversation, you're going to convert a lot better instead of just trying to talk like him because he talks like him. There's people that talk super monotone and super chill, and some people have high energy. You have to find what works for you.
Yeah, no, that's an amazing answer. And hopefully everyone listening actually listens to that. Now a lot of people talk about all the inputs, everything we need to be doing in business. Now a lot of people don't talk about what we need to be taking out of our business, what we need to avoid. What would you say for you? You need to like, obviously for anyone that's listening right now, what would you say is the biggest things that people need to avoid in business while they're building one?
Yeah, are you talking about like distractions and that kind of
Just
stuff?
like anything, I'll say for you, what are things that you took out of your business that helped
Yeah.
you grow tremendously?
Yeah, dude, 100%. Well, I mean, being in business for just about 15 months, what I've learned is the more sacrifices you make, the more money you make. I promise you, the more sacrifices you make, the more money you'll make. Dude, before I started, I'll be honest, like I was drinking like 4 or 5 nights a week. I was going out all the time. I was hanging out with friends that we're just living in college and just living a regular life. And when I came into this business and I understood like, dude, there's people making a lot of money. Like, I think I actually found like what can lead me to the goals that I've always dreamed about. I'm gonna cut every single thing out in my life. And I'll be honest, I completely 360'd my life, meaning I didn't hang out with my friends anymore. Friends, dude, I actually just didn't have any friends anymore. And now my friends are in my business. Like, I don't
Yeah.
have many friends outside of the business. There's a few people, but pretty much no friends outside of the business. Number two is, dude, I stopped partying, I stopped drinking, I stopped doing any of the bullshit. And I think what it really comes down to is you're going to make a lot of decisions every single day, every single week, every single month. Each decision that you make, it's either going to push your business forward or it's going to push it backwards. There's no in between. It's either going to make you more money or it's going to make you less money. And if you're actually serious about your goals and you actually want to move with a lot of urgency in this business, every decision that you make has to move your business forward. I promise you, the first 30 days will suck. But after 90 days, you'll see the result in the person that you're becoming, and you're going to love your life. Dude, when I was making 20K a month, full transparency, I started to question myself and I was like, damn, like, dude, I have no life anymore. Like, is this really what I want? Like, I don't really know if I'm happy with like how I am. But then I just fell in love with like the person I was becoming. And once you fall in love with the journey and you cut all the distractions out, you will be in the place that you've always dreamed about. It's just going to take time for you to understand that most of the decisions that you make that push your business backwards were decisions that you never even cared about in the first place. Just think about where you'll be in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months instead of like today. So yeah, dude, I made every single sacrifice in the world. And like if you want to get to 6 figures a month profit, like that's what it's going to take.
Yeah, obviously that's at the end of the day, you got to make sacrifices for what you want. Another question I got for you, man, is one thing I hate, obviously everyone hates, is complaining, right? What's one thing for you? Obviously, you've got a lot of complaints, when you bring on people. It's either about leads, it's either about carriers, it's whatever, any kind of bullshit, right? What's
Yeah.
your mindset about complaining in business, and how do you take that away?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So I fucking hate people that complain. Like I just don't allow it. Like if someone's gonna bitch, whine, and complain, like, dude, they're just not gonna work with me and they're gonna be removed immediately. Like understand, like you're complaining about something where someone's doing the exact same thing and making a lot of money. Like, why don't we think about like, oh, dude, maybe you're the problem? Because if we're doing the exact same thing and you're bitching about it, and I'm making a lot of money and you're not, why don't we take a step back and understand like you're actually probably the problem? And the reason why you're not making money is because your mind's all screwed up and you want to complain about this and complain about the scripts and complain about the leads and think that, Eric has all these special leads. Like, bro, we all do the same exact thing. Like, why are we complaining? Like, it doesn't make any sense at the end of the day. So, when you're building, you need to protect your culture. If there's people that are a cancer in your business, they need to be removed immediately because as you continue to grow, the people that complain, they typically speak to the people that, aren't making any money. They never talk to the people that are making all the money. All the people at the bottom, they're always going to complain, whine, and cry, and they're all going to affect every other person in the business. Because when maybe a killer has a tough week and then they get in their head, dude, they fall out of the business because they start to question everything. So anyone that like ever complains, I will never put up with it, and I don't think anyone should ever put up with it. And you need to give them a real reality check and check them pretty hard early on. That way, dude, they either fail out of the business or they change.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Because at the end of the day, it's like, I tell everyone, instead of coming up to me or coming up to your mentors, whoever brought you in the business, instead of saying, give me this, ask them, hey, what I do to not have this happen again, you know? And that's one thing I think a lot
Exactly.
of people like struggle with is like the way they word their questions, like they want everything handed to them instead of them just asking, yo, how do I solve this problem? You know?
Exactly, bro. Like instead of complaining, like why don't we just figure out a solution to the problem? Like, why don't we just think about how we can get better and how we can change that outcome so it doesn't happen again? Instead of the first thing coming to your mind about, complaining or whining. And yeah, dude, most people don't think that way. So like I highly recommend instead the next time anyone wants to complain, instead of complaining, like take a step back and try to figure out what the problem is and talk with someone about, providing a solution.
Yeah. No, that's amazing, man. And then what's one thing you think like a mentor of yours told you that stuck out to you recently? Like what's one thing you would tell someone that someone told you that stuck out to you?
Yeah, dude. I mean, dude, what really changed my business, bro, I'll be honest, is just going all in on social media. And early on in the business, like that's what changed everything for me. Because I mean, the only way that my entire business has been built, it's all through marketing myself. The more people that see your business, the more people will come into your business. And people are scared to market themselves. I was terrified to market myself, but early on, I had a lot of people around me telling me that, dude, you need to show the world what you're doing. And you can't be afraid. You have to put your face, your name, your voice behind what you actually stand for and why people should want to be a part of your business. And going all in on social media, dude, like that's where all my recruiting's done. And it puts so much more pressure on each person. Like, dude, if you're brand new to the business and you want to start building, like you need to post today, it's going to put a lot of pressure if you show the world what you're doing, you're going to have so much more urgency to be successful. And that's what's completely changed my life, dude. I would have no business if I didn't actually market myself. So that, dude, that's the most important thing that I've ever learned and gone all in on. And dude, I wouldn't be where I am without it.
Yeah, no, I'm happy you tied into kind of the marketing side of the building side because I think one thing I like to touch on with my guy, everyone in here, is without marketing yourself, you're not gonna have anyone. And first day you get licensed, why not just post you just got licensed? Because you're planting that seed essentially. Can you tie into what planting the seed means and like why it's so important from day one to have that building a business mindset and start marketing yourself from day one?
Yeah, 100%. Well, the thing is like if you decide like today that you want to recruit, bro, it's not like you have someone like contracted actually selling tomorrow. Like that's just not how it works. They have to take their test, they have to get contracted, they have to get their license approved. Bro, it's like a 2, 3, maybe 4 week process. So if you don't feel confident with where your results are today, but you think in 30 days they'll be, where you want to be, think about that. They ain't starting tomorrow. They're starting in 30 days. The day that you decide to recruit and start marketing yourself, you're not going to see results for 90 days. So let's say you wait 3 months to do it. That's actually waiting 6 months because it takes a lot of momentum to start picking up everything. Also, like people like the journey. If you just magically are at bang, now I make 30K a month, like, dude, you're a scammer. Like, what do you mean you just magically make 30K a month? Like, I don't think anyone would believe that. But how about you made 5K this month, 10K? Damn, now he's selling 20K a week, and you just continue to improve. People are gonna like actually believe what you're doing. And it takes time to recruit. Like the longer you delay on it, the longer you're delaying on your results. Now, a lot of people, will decide to start marketing themselves. But the problem everyone makes is the consistency factor. You can't just do it one day. You can't just do it one week or even a month. Like you have to go all in on it, posting every single day, lighting up your story, reposting other people's results. Like that's what it takes to build real momentum. Dude, I used to send out outbound DMs. I started my third month in the business, and like this is crazy. Like my third month in business, I started outbounding DM people. Over 8 months, I scheduled one call. I scheduled one call over 8 months. Dude, most people would have quit after month one or two. Now, dude, I have 3 calls today. I had to give them to other people because like I was busy. Bro, I get over 10 calls a week from outbound DMs. But what if I would have quit at month like 8 or 6? You just have to actually do it and then understand that the results will come. Dude, I've been in business for 15 months and 95% of the people that I recruited, my very first 12 months in the business, I recruited a bunch of studs. But what I'll tell you is, besides 5% of the people that I recruited my first year, I'm way more excited about the people that I've recruited the last 3 months. One of them watched me for an entire year. If I was not consistent, if I didn't post every single day, every single week, he would have thought I was a scammer because he thought I was a scammer for a whole year. Now he's in the business and now he's going to build something fucking crazy. So the day that you decide, like, I'm actually going to build, I'm actually going to market myself, just never stop and never slow down. And that's my biggest tip.
Yeah, what's that one saying you told me is like post so much that people get so annoyed, like that
Yeah.
story.
Yeah,
Uh,
bro. Yeah, dude. Like, my mindset when I first started posting was like, dude, I'm just going to post so much that, like, every time they open up Instagram, they see my little face with on the stories, so they have to
yeah.
click on it and they just get so pissed off that I keep talking about the business. That way they either unfollow me or they start seeing like, oh shit, like this guy's actually doing something. And then from there, dude, like people just start flowing through. But lead with your results. Like make sure you focus on getting results. If you post all day but you don't have results, you're not gonna get anyone. Like no one's gonna want to work with you. So make sure you actually have real results and be transparent. Like you don't have to lie about shit. If you don't have results, talk about other people's results.
Yeah, sell the opportunity essentially. Exactly.
Yep.
Um, Also kind of like I think with a lot of people on my team, so they're selling, here 10, 15, 20 K months. I mean, what would you say like kind of like to get your skill up? How'd you get your skill up? Was it watching more training videos? Was it more asking more questions? Was it just, I guess, putting in more reps? Because obviously you can put in as much as reps as possible, but like you said, like you're never gonna sell unless you get that skill up. So kind of
Yep.
like really go deep in like how'd you get your skill up so good?
Yeah. Dude, that's a really good question. Yeah, well, so number one is never take advice from people who aren't selling a lot. So if you actually like want to get to a higher level as far as like selling, you can't be talking to someone that sells the same as you. You can't be talking to someone that doesn't sell, bare minimum 30, 40, 50. Like you want to be talking to the top people that actually know what they're doing. So if you're selling 15K a month and you're getting all your advice from people that sell 15, 20K, that's probably number one why you're not, succeeding. Number two is you need to become obsessed with learning and asking questions every single night. Doesn't matter how many I sold that day, whether I sold 5 policies that day or nothing. I was always on the phone with someone that sold $40,000 a month, and I always broke down my day. And this is what I tell all of my new guys to do. You need to write down how many presentations you get every single day, what happened on those presentations, where you lost them, what you said, and then that night, we're going to break down and figure out what you're saying, or maybe something you're doing in the why or the intro, or, anywhere throughout the script so we can solve those problems. Every single night, you need to be doing this. Now it's 9, 10, 11 o'clock. You're tired as fuck. And you're like, nah, dude, I want to go eat. I want to go to bed. Like, that's where all the money's made. The money's made at night when you're training. Because if you get 4 bank objections that day and you don't train on it at night, dude, you're going to get 10 bank objections tomorrow. So you need to solve the problems that you're making throughout the day with someone that knows what they're doing, not by yourself, someone that knows what they're doing. Also, after I did that, dude, I would watch, I promise you, I would fall asleep to training videos every single night. I'd wake up at like 3, 4 a.m. sometimes. I'm like, why the fuck is this video still on? Like, I would fall asleep watching training videos every single night. I literally became so obsessed with learning, so obsessed with becoming better that like that's all I did. But the number one thing is like talking with a mentor at night, someone that sells at a very high level and breaking down the day. And some of you guys are probably like, well, dude, like everyone's so busy at night. Like, I don't know if like they're gonna even have time to like talk, bug the fuck out of them. If you're bugging your mentor or someone that sells at a high level, like, dude, everyone wants to help you. I promise everyone wants to help you. They want to see, we all want to see every single person win. And the person that's bugging for questions and calling you 5, 10 times, like, I now know that that guy's actually so serious about getting better that I'm going to pour as much time into that kid as possible. So if you ever think that people are too busy to help you, that's because you're not reaching out enough. They just don't know if you're serious or not. Because I got a lot of guys on my team that are like, I don't want to bug you, like, you're so busy. I'm like, okay, so you're not that serious about learning, bro. Like, that's fine, dude. Like, I'll get, help the other 10, 20 people that call me every single night. The people on my team that succeed the best, they call me every single night. We break down their day. And sometimes I tell them the same thing every single day. But finally, one day it just registers with them. Sometimes you need to hear the same thing every single night. But sometimes you only call the person once a week. If you heard it 5 times that week, and then a couple little gems that he thought of that day that he's going to tell you, that's where everything will change. So I highly recommend every single night recapping your day. I don't care if you sold 4 that day. Like there's still something that we can learn out of every single day. That's what separated me, and I promise you that's the most important thing.
No, that's amazing. No, at the end of the day, like it's all about skill. You can have so much reps, but at the end of the day, without gaining the skill, you're just gonna keep getting the same damn objections every day. You know.
Yeah.
What's kind of a decision as an agency owner? Obviously, what's your team doing now? Like 1 mil, almost 1 mil. You're
Dude, we're
scratching,
shooting for 1 million this month, bro.
scratching for a
We're
mil.
wait, of course, waiting on the IP reports and shit. But we did
Yeah, no.
913 last month. We're going for 1 mil. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yes, sir. But not like, what do you think? As a decision you wish you made sooner, or like a mistake you wish that obviously like you think you would have got faster where you're at now. Obviously, you still grew fast as fuck. No lie. But like at the end of the day, like, what do you
Yeah.
think is a mistake you wish you might have fixed or something sooner than where you're
Yeah.
at as an agency
Yeah,
owner?
dude. So I mean, it took me about like 8 to 10 months to really like learn this, but when I started to recruit and build, like I wanted every single person to win. Like, dude, I wanted them to win so bad. I wanted them to make more money than me. But what I learned is like not every single person that comes in the business is going to work as much as I work, is going to want it as much as I want it, and really do what it takes. So my first 8 to 10 months, bro, like I was spending time with everyone. I was up fucking late every single night, doing whatever it took to make sure that people just started to get better and started to learn. And what I learned is that I was spending too much time with the wrong people. And the most important thing that you have every single day is your time. Like if you have a lot of people on your team, like you only have a certain amount of hours every single day. You got a lot of shit to take care of every single day. And how you spend every single minute is super, super important. And if you're spending, a week, 2 weeks with the wrong person, like, dude, it's gonna cost you so much money. So, like, now how I structure everything is I spend 80% of my time with my top 20% guys. I spend 20% of my time with my bottom 80%. So I'm pretty much really only focused on my top 20% because those are the guys that really move the business. And then of course, like if you have new guys to the business, like dude, you got to spend time on them like they need you. But initially, I would say like really my first 8 to 10 months, I was spending time with every single person. No matter if they sold 1,000 a week or they sold 20,000 a week, it didn't matter. Like I just wanted them to win, dude. I just want everyone to win. Now it's completely different. I spend all my time with the people that actually deserve my time because I respect it at a high level, and the people that are actively looking to grow, that have a big vision, that ask me questions that I see as like real business partners where we can really scale this to a very high level. So spending time with the wrong people can really fuck up your business.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And I got one last question for you before we hop into Q&A with all the boys.
Yeah.
I have a lot of new people in here. It's like their first, they just got licensed, a lot of people. Obviously, like we all say, everything in life, the first 90 days, first 90 seconds script, everything is so important. First 90. Um, what's what's your biggest advice for all my new people in here to give them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like biggest.
Wait, did you say the first 90 days or the first 90
So
seconds
like
of the
I'm saying
script?
like obviously like in life, everything is important. First 90 seconds of the script, first 90 days of the business.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So, I mean, my biggest advice to brand new people in this business is first off, like, understand that, like, what we do, there's nothing better than, like, selling life insurance. There is literally nothing better. We get paid the most. It's need-based, it's lead-based, it's recession-proof. Life insurance is never going away. What business can you join and within 90 days make $10,000 a month? Like, dude, how is that even possible?
How much do you make in a month
So,
right now?
uh, dude, so I mean, today's December 19th, and I've already made 133,000 this month. So, yeah, dude, it's fucking nuts, bro.
Crazy.
Um, but no, it's truly insane. And bro, you're gonna be in the same position I'm in probably less than 12 months, bro. Um, but dude, yeah, so like life insurance is the best industry to be in. We get paid the most. It's recession proof. It's need based. It's lead based. There's nothing better than what we do. So you just need to ask yourself, like, what are you willing to do to get to the level that you want to be at? Because the first 90 days is the most important part. When you're brand new to something, you suck. You're not very good. You need to spend more time in the business to actually get good at what you're doing. You're not going to just sell at a very high level when you first start the business. It's going to take time. So you need to take it really, really seriously your first 90 days. Every single person around you is cut off immediately. And I know it like it sounds aggressive and it sounds crazy, but like dude, imagine if you go all in for 90 days, like where your life will be. Like, can you even imagine making 10 to $15,000 a month? Because if you can't, like, you need to start imagining that. When I first started, I imagined myself living in a high rise. I imagined myself retiring my mom. I imagined all these crazy things because I started to really visualize it and realize, oh shit, like, dude, I could really do it if I move fast. Your first 90 days, you need to dial 12 hours a day on the phones bare minimum. When I first started, Ronnie told me to dial 12 hours a day. I genuinely thought the dude was crazy. I was like, bro, I ain't working 12 hours a day. Like, that's not what I signed up for. But then I was like, okay, well, this dude makes a lot of money. Like he obviously knows what he's doing, so I'm just gonna listen to him. If you're brand new to the business and you want it bad enough, you will at least dial 12 hours every single day. Now, the hardest part your first 90 days is going to be your mindset because there's so many ups and downs in this business. So what I encourage everyone, to start thinking like is stop thinking about what happens that day. You can't measure your sales on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes you're going to sell, sometimes you're going to not. You have to look at your results on a weekly basis and shoot to just get better every single week and better every single month. Too many people struggle in this business because they think about what happens that day. I want to remind all you guys, you work in sales. Not every single day is going to be the most amazing day. You're probably going to have a great day a lot of the days, and some of the days are going to be the worst day of your life. But when you measure this business on a weekly basis, it keeps your mind clear. Because if you don't sell Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, who knows if you sell, 15K the next 3 days, because that's what happens. But it will never happen if you don't have a good mindset. So your first 90 days, focus on where you're going to be after those 90 days. If you don't make a lot of money your first month, that's fine. A lot of people, they don't make a lot of money their first month, but you're learning so much. I have a guy under one of the guys on my team, and he's struggling his first 2 weeks, and he's broke, and he's really like, dude, I need to make money. And I was like, okay, so dude, you've been in the business for 2 weeks. Like, would you say like you're a lot more confident, better on the phones than, when you were your very first day? He's like, dude, insanely better. Like, I sound way better. I was like, so think about where you'll be in 2 weeks then after your first month in the business, how much better you'll be from your very first day. He's like, yeah, dude, like I never thought about that. I was like, dude, you're so focused on the money right now. You're not gonna make any money, bro, if you're so focused on the money. Focus on like actually getting better. Like, dude, you sound way better from when you first started, which was 2 weeks ago. And if you just focus on getting better, I promise you in 90 days, you're going to be making a lot more money than you ever thought was possible. But that's only if you develop a good mindset, if you measure the business on a week to week basis, and if you're dialing the phones at least 12 hours a day. And dude, if you're not working Saturdays, you don't want it bad enough. Saturdays are my favorite day. Everyone's out slacking around. All the people you call are getting less calls. They're more in buying moods. They're the best days of the week. So go all in the first 90 days. Have a clear vision of what you want to achieve. Write that shit down, visualize it, and I promise you, your life will change.
Ah, that's an amazing answer. I appreciate that, Tanner. All right, so we're gonna leave it to Q&A. Um, go with the first question, whoever wants to start.
Yo, Tanner, I got a question for you.
What's up, Tanner?
Peniolo.
So, let's say theoretically, everything you built disappeared tomorrow. What principle would let you rebuild faster than the first time?
Hmm, that's a good question. I've never thought about that. Yeah, dude. I mean, bro, I would really do exactly what I did. Like, honestly. I would first focus 90% of my time selling at a very high level. 90% of your time, your first 90 days should be focused just on selling. Now, you still need to focus on moving the business as well. I never said you should focus 100% on selling. If you want to build a team, you always need to be thinking about recruiting, just not as much or not even close to developing, the sales skill set. And the reason is because, bro, if you want to build a profitable team where people like are actually making money, you need to know how to sell. If you don't know how to sell, you're not going to teach anyone to know how to sell. Now, what I understand is like everyone in this world, they want to make $10,000 a month. Everyone wants to make $10,000 a month. So if I know how to sell 40, I can teach someone how to sell 20 with my eyes closed. And if someone sells 20, I know that they're at least going to make 10. So number one is focus on selling $40,000 a month, bare minimum, as fast as possible. Once I'm doing that, I'm gonna start marketing the fuck out of my business and going all in sooner and spamming it. Instead of posting all these videos I would post on my stories, I'm posting every single one as a reel. I'm calling every single person that I know and I'm going all in on social media. So spending 90% of my time all selling, developing the sales skill set, selling, bare minimum $40,000 a month, and then going all in on social media. Now, when you continue to bring guys in the door, you still need to lead from the front. And, I think I've done a very good job of leading from the front because, dude, the best way to train people is to sell three policies a day in front of them. I promise there's no other better training than just selling three policies a day in front of them. So I honestly wouldn't really change much as far as what I did. I would probably open an office earlier. Like that's probably what I would have done. Like I scaled to 500K a month all virtual. If I would have had an office, it probably would have been a lot more. Really the only thing I would have changed is that, but dude, I wouldn't have changed much, bro. Like sell, recruit, develop, and then just spend time on the right people.
And then one last thing to finish it up, what changed in the way, once you realized the pace that you would influence, like the pace that you said would influence everyone around you.
Well, yeah, I mean, whatever you do is what your team's gonna do. Like your team's a direct representation of you. So I would always get the question when I was early on in the business, like, how do you get people to work 12 hours a day? I'm like, how long do you work, bro? Oh, you don't work 12 hours a day. So you think they're gonna work more than you? When you're early on in the business, you have less than like 10 or 20 guys. But your guys will never work more than you. They actually like show up to impress you. It actually like makes no sense. Like if you're not on, then your guys are not on. And it really makes no sense because when you're early on, like, dude, they don't know what to do. They just do what you do. You hop off early one night, dude, a minute later they're off. So you need to lead from the front and set a really good example. If you have a new stud coming in and he wants to work 14 hours a day, dude, make sure you're on 14 hours a day because you need to light a fire on him and like you need to show him what's possible. So I think the most important thing is just leading from the front and your team will follow behind you.
Of course, I appreciate you, Tanner.
Yeah, dude, of course, bro.
Hey Tanner, I got a question.
What's up, bro?
So I was just gonna ask you, how did you really adapt to all the big responsibilities with came that growing that quick? How were you able just to adapt to all of that?
Yeah, leaning on my mentors, bro. It was difficult. Getting thrown with massive responsibilities all at once with no experience. I mean, dude, I remember really clearly my very third month. I brought six people in the business and dude, I was like, I still wanted to sell. Like I fell in love with selling and I was like, damn, dude, I can't sell as much anymore. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, this is just so hectic. And I remember telling Drew Smith, I was like, bro, like, I don't think I can build. I'm gonna have to wait like 6 months to really go all in on building. Like, this is just way too much for me. And then I just had a reality check, bro. And like he just checked the fuck out of me. He's like, bro, you sound like a bitch. Like, what are you saying? And I was like, damn, like I actually do sound like a bitch. Like like I'm actually complaining right now. Like I'm actually questioning if I can do this. And then it was just always leaning on my mentors, bro. Like anything that you ever experience in this business, someone's already experienced it probably 10 or 20 times. So if you like are struggling with managing your time, or you're struggling with this agent because he's doing this, Mars probably already gone through it 10, 20, maybe 50 times. So most people don't reach out when they're struggling. Dude, every single night I was on the phone with Ronnie. Every single night. Oh, I think you're muted. I don't know if you said something. But yeah, dude, every single night, like I was on the phone with Ronnie because I broke down my day. This happened, this happened, this happened. And that's why, like my third month, dude, when I brought six people in, I actually had my biggest month because then I just structured everything differently. And most people they fall under pressure and they fail under pressure. Instead, bro, I just leaned on every single person that already went through it. And that's the only reason that I'm where I am, bro. Is without mentors and people that have, already done it and showed me the way, I'm nothing, bro. I'm just really good at being coachable and just applying it.
Yes, sir. I think it's really important to really just get close and actually talk to all the mentors that you have around you in the office. And I would say I call Amar like you can ask him most nights, but like it's not going to be every single night. I think I could get better at it. But yeah, I really appreciate your answer.
Yeah,
I have
dude,
a
of course, bro. Lean on your mentors, bro. Like build really close relationships with them, bro, and just whatever they tell you, just do it without questioning.
I have a question, Rob. Not a
What's up,
question.
Demir?
Can you just touch on like how important having that bulletproof mentality is? Because I know you have like in all your podcasts, all your videos, you've mentioned stuff about like you've almost broke a couple of times, but having that bulletproof mentality like kept you going and got you to where you are right now.
Yeah. No, 100%. And it definitely took time for me to develop the mindset that I have and truly be bulletproof. And I think that just comes with like the ups and downs. So I think like every single, high you have and low you have, like you always just need to stay very, very level. Whenever I had really tough moments and almost broke down, like that's what built me to where I am right now. Like, dude, you could throw anything at me. Like I could lose my top leg right now and be like, dog, I'll just recruit another one. Like I'm not affected by anything that really happens. In the third quarter, bro, I lost 30 guys. Full transparency, I lost 30 guys in quarter three of this year. And I was like, fuck, bro. Like, what just happened? But I just showed up every single day. I think too many people, they think about like every little situation that happens. Dude, whenever people are like, damn, like you're a beast, I'm like, dude, I just show up more than you. Like, that's it. I literally just show up every single day. No matter how I feel, no matter how much money's hit my account, no matter if people are coming in the door, people are leaving, I'm just gonna show up consistent. And it comes from just going through a lot of ups and downs, bro. And that's what builds you into the person. Anytime you have an experience where you get super low and you feel like not where you want to be or it's a setback, that's what's building you to be the person that you're becoming. Because you're not just going to get super rich, like you're also going to become the man that you want to be. And that's going through ups and downs. You're not just going to get rich just having you just have exponential growth every single month. You're going to have a lot of, events that happen throughout your business where they set you back. The way that you react to them is going to determine your outcome. Most people react in an emotional way. If you just show up every single day, lock into your vision, be around good people, you're going to be fine. So I think it's just experiencing all those things, bro, and just continuing to show up and understanding, dude, I'm not in business for 1 year, 2 years. Like, dude, I'm in this. Like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to where I want to be. So most people just have a short-term mindset. Just think long-term when things like that happen. I hope that helps.
Hey, Tanner, I got a question.
What's up, John?
So, how did you stay so disciplined and not let any like outside stress affect your day-to-day business? Because I'm a new guy coming in here, and mentally it's been rough on me recently. Coming in, I came in hot and it's
Hmm.
slowing down.
Yeah. How long have you been in the business?
Week and a half. I sold four
Okay.
policies in 6 days, and now I'm on a dry streak.
How many day dry streak?
Uh, about like six. Yeah, about a week.
Okay. No, bro. Like you're so new to the business, bro. Like touching on what I was talking about before, like, bro, you sold four policies your first week. Like, let's go, bro. Like, it's a lot more than a lot of people sell, bro. But now you're focused on like the results right now. You still need to have the mindset of like learning the skill set. Because if you had the skill set, bro, the five banking objections you got this week, or the one day where you couldn't get past the intro, dude, you would have presented to people and you would have closed people, but we just lacked the skill set. Now, I'm sure after your first week, you were probably like, yeah, dude, like this shit's so easy, bro. Like, dude, I'm gonna destroy everyone. Yeah, bro, it's a great mindset to have. And then reality checked in, bro. And you were like, damn, like this shit's actually hard. So my fifth week in the business, I went 0 for 11 on presentations back to back days. Freaking out. I I presented numbers to 11 people and they all told me no. And I was like, oh, dude, like is this shit not real? Like what like the leads suck. Maybe this guy has, better stuff or maybe I just can't do this. Like I almost broke that week. But then I was just like, damn, like I didn't sell those last 2 days. I'm just gonna have big days the rest of the week. And then the following week, I had a 22K week, which has been my biggest week. But that comes from struggles. Like you don't have massive weeks, massive months just from continuing to just go. Like you're probably gonna have a little bit of setback. But right now for you, bro, like don't even think about the results, bro. Just focus on getting better every single day. Because your first week, bro, maybe you just ran into four laydowns. Like that might have been what happened. You just ran into four laydowns. They all want the insurance. As a beauty of selling life insurance is people just want it. So then you weren't even focused on actually getting better. And that might not be, what happened, but it could be as well. So I would just focus mainly on learning. And bro, I promise you, dude, like I experience probably way more stress than every single person. No one knows that when I'm stressed. Like, I'm stressed 24/7, bro, to be honest with you. But that's what it takes, and how you manage your stress is like the most important thing. When you continue to scale in this business, you bring more people in this business, bro, you're gonna have a lot of problems, you're gonna have a lot of stress, and dude, it's gonna mentally fuck you at times, bro. Just show up every day, bro. I promise if you just show up every day and you're consistent, you will be where you want to be long term. But right now, dude, you're so early on in the business, bro. Have fun with it, bro. Like, have some fucking fun. If you work in the office, bro, crack some fucking jokes and enjoy it, dude, because that's the most fun part. I wish I was like back in my second, third month. Like, dude, that's where you have a lot of fucking fun in the business, bro. And then just get around the top guys. Whoever the top guys are, just get around them. And whatever they say, just follow them blindly, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
Of course.
Yo, Tanner, I got a question.
What's up, bro?
What would you say is the two important traits that you would need to be able to become a great leader and lead people from the front?
Yeah. To be a great leader, you have to, first off, you have to care about people, bro. Um, Too many people just start to, and dude, I'll be honest, when I started to recruit, I just wanted to make money. Like I was like, oh, like the guys that recruit just make a lot of money, like that's what I'm gonna do. But then I realized like you are not gonna make any money unless you like actually care about your people. So if you want to be a good leader, you have to actually give a fuck about your guys. And they have to know that you care about them. If you don't even care about your people, dude, why are they gonna stick around? They're not. Go out of your way, check up on them, make sure they're taken care of, spend time like actually getting to know them and understanding why they're in the business and what their goals are, and then keep them accountable. And then, dude, number two, I think is just maintaining a high standard. Like, as a leader, you have to hold yourself to a very high standard if you want your guys to hold themselves to a very high standard. And once your standard drops a little bit, bro, your entire team drops as well. And if you want to be a successful leader where there's a lot of people under you making a lot of money, it always starts with you. And the way that you hold yourself every single day, the standard that you hold yourself is going to be a representation of what your team holds, what your team holds themselves to, bro. So I would say the number two things, bro, is like caring about people and then holding yourself to a high standard because that's just gonna, shuffle down to your team.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
Of course.
I got
Yes,
a
sir.
question.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
So, I mean, when you listen to like a call from an average producer versus like a top producer, what's the thing in the first 30 seconds that tells you which one they are?
Yeah, they just sound soft right away. Like they have no confidence and they just sound soft. Like, dude, they tell you they're busy. They're like, It's like, dude, yeah, that's not a problem, sir. This takes 5 minutes. We're just gonna take care of this. Let me make sure I'm talking to the right person. Your date of birth is June 1st, 1950. Like that's your birthday, right? And then bang, now they're back in the conversation. There's like, no one ever talks to me like that. So
It
you need
always
to
felt
be a
like
little bit unique and different, bro. People that struggle in the first 90 seconds, which, dude, a lot of people do. They just don't speak confidently. They don't fire fast when they object to you. Like, you got to keep in mind that these people are old. Like, dude, they get a lot of phone calls every single day. Most people don't understand. Like, they get blown up with a lot of phone calls. So when they say right away, like, I've been called a lot of times, like, dude, they probably have been. But the person that's going to push through that is someone that actually knows their objections and speaks confidently. Dude, I promise you the first 90 seconds is all about confidence.
I got one last thing. So at this level you're operating at now, like that million a month, what's the one single bottleneck? Like if in your opinion, if you solve that, would increase your monthly output? How do you plan on designing your system to prevent that from coming back?
What's my bottleneck? I mean, I would say like I mean, bro, if we could get everyone to sell, 40K a month, then, my team would quadruple, right? Because like my average guy last month that's been here for 30 days did 16.9K, right? So if we just get everyone to get to 40K, like bang, my team doubles. And the reality is like, dude, the average beat 40K is just like super unrealistic. But like what I'm gonna do is just continue to raise the standards. So when people have big months, I'm like, dude, that's awesome, bro. You hit your first 50K month. Let's go for 70K next month. So hyping them up, but also like letting them know that there's more possible. I haven't really thought about what a bottleneck is, bro. I think at the end of the day, everyone's bottleneck is recruiting, and people don't know how to recruit and they don't get enough people in the business. So what I do, I'm all in on recruiting, and I'm just going to recruit the world until I find my 10, 20, 30, 50 studs that are all in on the business.
Oh yeah. Thank you for that, man.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And I got a question. First off, appreciate your time once again. What are some big challenges you faced when you first started creating your own agency, and also just like memorable lessons that you learned along the way?
Yeah. I mean, I would say the main thing I struggled with when I first started was like how to manage the time as far as selling and then also training my guys. Like it took me like a couple of months to really like understand how to be intentional with my time. And people that say that they can't sell and recruit and train at the same time, like they just don't spend their days right and they're just not intentional with their days. So I mean, how I solved that was like the first hour of the day, I would train anyone that needed help. Then 10 hours I would be dialing. So like 8 to 9 a.m. training, back end, doing all that stuff. From 9 to 7, I was always on the phones, not taking any recruiting calls unless someone has like a bank objection or in the middle of the app, like I'll help them. But if they're asking me any bullshit questions, I'm like, dog, we don't do this right now. Call me at night. So like from 9 to 7, I was intentionally dialing. And then from 7 and on, I was taking recruiting calls. I was training my guys. I was posting on social media. I was doing all that stuff. My first month when I started to bring people in, it was hectic. I would just do whatever came up. And that's where my mind started to go crazy because I didn't have like a structured schedule. I was just doing everything at once. So that was the main thing I struggled with. Um, what else did I struggle with? I mean, probably just wanting more for people that didn't want it for themselves. At the end of the day, as a leader, you can only want it as much as they want it. And you need to meet them where they're at. Like, dude, if it's been 5 days and they're still not showing up on time and they're still leaving early, you shouldn't be spending your time with them. Like, they're giving you signs that they're not a good fit. But I just kept pushing through that and I just kept trying to motivate them, hype them up, give them anything I could to, help them get to where they wanted to be. But it was just a bunch of wasted time. So meeting people where they are was something that, was a big lesson for me. It took me a lot of time to learn, but as a leader, you could really only want it for them as much as they want it for themselves. And then, I mean, dude, another lesson I would say. Like, dude, anyone can do this, bro. Like, some of the people that you recruit and count out, like, will be your best people. So, like, don't count out a person based on their past or based on you thinking that they're not a good fit. Like, some of those people are gonna shock you, and that's why I encourage everyone to like recruit everyone. Now, bro, if a guy's saying he's gonna work 5 hours a day, like, that's not a good fit. Like, recruit someone that still is a good fit, but don't close your business because you think that they're not a good fit. And dude, some of the top guys on my team, shocked me. I didn't think that they would be dogs, but then they're dogs, and that was a big lesson that I learned. Um, Also, I mean, dude, I'll probably say the biggest lesson is never. don't ever get ahead of yourself. As I started to grow, I was like, oh, dude, this shit's so easy. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep going. The bigger you get, the harder it gets. You don't just start making more money and it gets easier. It'll never get easier. Like your first day to 30 days, you start getting good. And then once you have the skill set and then you start to build, good luck. That's where it just starts to get hard and hard and hard. So a big lesson was understanding like the goals that I have and where I want to be is gonna be really hard. And I just have to continue to remind myself that like anyone that's in the position that I dream about went through a lot of shit. And if they can do it, I can do it. And dude, because I thought it was just gonna get, I thought it was gonna get easier, right? It's the opposite. It's gonna get harder.
Yo, Tanner, one
Thank
question.
you.
Of course. Yo, what's going on, bro?
How's it going, man? Appreciate you coming on here for the boys and obviously the girls. Spending some Shay sauce today. But right now, currently, you say that Kyle Hansen is your top guy, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, my question to you is, how do you balance that relationship, obviously like friendship and business, with him being your top guy, and how do you like set the boundaries on obviously where to not go too far?
Yeah. No, it's a good question. It starts the first day, bro. So if you just get buddy buddy with, your new guy and your boys and your friends, like, you know, yeah, you might relate to them a lot and you might be friends off the jump, but at the end of the day, like there has to be a level that divides the friendship versus like, dude, I'm gonna show you how to get rich. And it starts the very first day. It doesn't start month 3, month 4, month 6. Like it starts the very first day. So like, dude, if they're saying some weird shit to you at night on the phone call and you guys are fucking around, it's like, dude, bro, what are you saying right now? Like, dude, we're not talking about this. Like, let's get rich and then we can have these conversations. So you need to check them early on. Like some people get too close to me right away. And I'm like, yo, dog, like I want to be friends with you. Like, I think we'll be great friends, bro. But like, why don't we just get rich first and then we can do whatever we want, when we're rich. So I think it's just setting those standards and expectations right away. Also, like, your guys should just view you as like someone that they respect, someone that will help them get to where they want to be. And like Kyle does view me that way. Like he knows like at the end of the day, like I'm where he wants to go. He will get there, and I'm gonna help him get there. If your guys don't respect you, if they don't think that you're gonna get to where you want to be, like maybe you have a problem at the end of the day. So like you also have to hold yourself to that standard, but that starts from the conversations early on. So if you see them getting a little bit too close to you, you don't push them away. Just put them in check and let them know, dude, we're gonna have these conversations when we're rich. I had a guy in my office, he's a wild little animal, and he would always say, dude, some wild shit his first, month or two. And I said, bro, we'll have these conversations, bro, when you're selling 40K a month. Until you're selling 40K a month, we're not talking about this. And you know what's crazy is that's what pushed him to sell 40K a month. Is he wanted to have and now he sold 50 last month, you know? So it's just like setting those standards and boundaries early on. Now, dude, I'll be honest, it's difficult. Like it is hard because like, dude, we're all young. Like most of the people we bring in are young as well, and we get along. You just have to set them early on and just make it clear that like, yo, dude, like I run a business, bro. Like I'm gonna help you get to where you need to be, but like we're not really gonna be friends until we're rich. Like the goal is not to be friends, it's to get rich together and then we'll become really good friends.
Appreciate it.
I hope
And I guess
that
that
helps, bro.
no, it does, bro. And also, I had like a follow up question as well. Like, how do you like teach them on obviously how to recruit and like how to sell? Like, how do you divide the times on how do you do what?
Yeah, so I mean it depends where they are in the business. So, if someone's within their first 3 months, they need to be spending 90% of their time selling. And if they don't understand that, you just have to explain it to them. So it's like some people come in and they know they want to build right away and they spend too much time building. So what I have to tell them is like, yo, dude, like I love your hustle and I'm excited that you want to build and I know that you're going to build something crazy. So you always want to give them like good first and then hit them with what they need to fix. Now, dude, the problem with you right now is you're going to start bringing a lot of people in the business. Like there's no doubt that you're going to start scaling quick. The problem is you don't even know how to sell yet. So when you continue to bring all these people in the business, do do you even think that they're going to learn how to sell? Because your job's to teach them how to make money. And if you don't know how to sell, how are you going to teach them how to sell? And then when you lay it out like, dude, you're going to recruit a lot of people, they're going to leave, then they understand how they should structure their time. Then when they continue to sell at a high level, and like, let's say someone sells at a high level, but they don't want to recruit, but you can't force someone to recruit. And that's what I learned is like, I used to, push recruiting on people, but you can only push it on them if they want it. So you need to have those conversations. Yo, dude, looks like you've been selling at a really high level. You just hit your biggest month. Do you want to scale? Like, what are your thoughts on building? And then if they say yes, the magic answer, then you lay out, hey dude, all right, so this is what do you mind if I tell you, what your schedule should look like the next 90 days? And then they give you permission, bro, and then you just tell them because you're their mentor, they're gonna listen to you. So it just depends on like what phase they are in the business. And I think just laying out the benefits, the cons, what's gonna happen if they don't listen, and typically like they'll come around and listen. Does that kind of answer what you wanted?
No, yeah, I got you, bro. No, I appreciate the answer, and obviously I've been on here, man.
Of course, bro. You're a killer.
Hey Tanner, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
So man, so with the reason why you do this and the strive for success, how do you keep it balanced so you don't lose that push?
Yeah, bro. Well, dude, if you're not where you want to be and you have a strong why, then how can you not keep showing up every single day? And that's why people get complacent, bro, is because their why's not strong enough. When I came in the business, like I wanted to retire my mom, and when shit started to get hard, bro, or I started to make a lot of money and I was like, I mean, realistically, like I don't need more money. I was like, well, wait, why am I even doing this in the first place? So everything comes back to your why, and it's like, how much do you really care about it? And if it's not strong enough, maybe you need another reason. Maybe you need something else and kind of evaluate why you're doing this in the first place. But just take like my advice always to people struggling is like, just take every day, day by day. Like, stop thinking about what happened last month. Stop thinking about, oh, well, what if this happens next month? Like, just take it day by day. Too many people get distracted and start thinking about how last month sucked or, damn, this guy just quit. Like, dude, just take it day by day. And if your why truly is strong, like, you'll show up every single day until you achieve that shit.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, dude, of course.
I got a question too. How has your process for recruiting changed since the first time since day one till now? You feel me?
Um, how has it changed? I mean, it's been the same thing. I've just had more results. So like I've been doing the same thing every single, month and day since I've started. I just have more results now because it just gets better. So like too many people are like, I'm gonna try ads. I'm gonna do this. It's the same thing with leads, bro. You do this, 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 you never see results. I've just gone all in on like just posting. All my people are all organic. I don't even run ads, bro. It's all organic. And then like outbound DMs are massive. Like people sleep on them. Like, dude, I love them. Those are where I get my favorite people. I have so many good conversations. I have conversations with a lot of bums too. But like, that's fine. That's part of recruiting. Um, so I think, dude, it's the same thing and then just more volume. I just post more. I'm just more active. I just speak better. I'm better at hooks. So like I've gotten better. When I first started doing social media, I sucked, bro. Now all my time is spent in building a hook. That's why I say like some fucking stupid ass shit, but it works. Like I don't say it because I want to. I'm just like, dude, it works. Like you think I want to look at the phone and say shut the fuck up and give me 30 seconds? Like, do I really want to say that? Like, no, I don't. But it works. So that's why I do it. So when you just get better at doing the same thing over a long period of time, I'm better at hooks now. I'm better at posting. My edits are cleaner. How I respond to outbound messages are better. When I get on a recruiting call, I speak better. I'm better at breaking down the business and actually closing people on the phone. So I think just doing the same thing and then just getting better at it is what led me to like having really good results.
When you say those outbound messages, will you break that down on what that looks like? Are you straight up just like seeing somebody's Instagram and you're like, hey, what do you do? Are you interested in life insurance? Like, can you break that down for me?
Yeah, bro, 100%. So, first off, I'll tell you, if you don't have posts on your page, you're not gonna, recruit anyone. If you don't have good posts on your page, you're not gonna recruit anyone. Like if you tapped on your profile and you got messaged, would you even respond back to you? So that's the number one thing I'll say. But how I do it is, yeah, bro, if I see people that are posting stuff that seem like dogs, like, yeah, I'm always gonna message them. And I hit them with the same line every time, pretty much. What's up, bro? You look like a stud. Have you ever thought about getting into sales? Bang. That's like it. Super, super simple. What's up, bro? Looks like you do door to door. Have you ever thought about a remote opportunity? Something super simple. And then I just go on like pest control pages. I go on other insurance company pages. And then I just go to all their followers or their posts, their leaderboards, the people that comment, and then I just blast message. And then, bro, when you start making 15K a month, you ain't doing that anymore. You have an admin. So I'll be honest, bro, I ain't even in my DMs anymore. I don't answer my DMs. It's my admin. Um, so once you make 15K a month, hire an admin, let them do that. You don't do the bitch work. But yeah, bro, to answer your question, like you go to sales pages, you go to their posts, the people actively commenting, the people on the leaderboards, and then you just spam message them.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I got one more, Tanner.
Go.
Earlier
We got
you
one
did
more.
earlier you did mention how you did end up losing 30 people. What do you think is like the reason why? Like what do you think we should avoid to not let that happen?
I mean, yeah, bro, it's just part of the process. Like they're just soft people that decided that they're gonna jump somewhere else. And like at the end of the day, could I have done a couple better things? Like, yeah, but like, bro, like my first before I lost those people, I didn't lose anyone, bro. The first 20 people I recruited, like they all stayed with me, bro. I had 25 directs in like 5 months, and all my guys were just staying with me, bro. And then bang, like everything just happened at once. It was the leaders left and their whole team went with them because they thought they were gonna have a better opportunity. So I think what I could have done is just building better relationships with my my directs downlines. I just had like relationships with my main directs. I needed to have a relationship with all of the people. So now whether you're direct to me or you're three legs down, I don't care. Like, dude, I'm building a relationship with you if you have the right attitude and you work. So I mean, what could I have done better? Just building a relationship with every single person, but fuck those guys, they're soft in the first place. So
If
that's my real answer.
that's why your agency's where it's at because you think like that, bro.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. But yeah,
appreciate
I
it.
got
we
one
got
more question, Tanner. One last question, man. I've been watching
Yeah.
you for like every single day I've been in the business. I gotta ask you, like, what's your schedule like really look like now? Talk about what's like built up to. What does it look like now?
Yeah, bro, it's hectic. Yeah, so I usually get to the office between like 8 and 8:30. Like usually around like 8:30. Try to get here at 8. Most of the time it's like 8:30. Try to get in the gym in the morning. I'll be honest, I don't get there every single morning. We're working on it. But as far as work, yeah, bro, I get to the office at 8:30. Um I would say my first, hour is like checking in with my two admins, my contracting admin and like my personal admin, all like the back end bullshit that I don't want to deal with throughout the day. So like all those little things as far as people onboarding, contracting, my admin needs to follow up with these things, like that little stuff that I don't want to worry about throughout the day. Um, then pretty much the entire day, dude, I'm dialed in. We're taking recruiting calls, and then I'm jumping in between a few Discord rooms throughout the day. So I have a room with like my newer guys as well as like someone that just is starting to build. Like we're all in one room, and I'm just listening to people throughout the whole day, telling them what to say, making sure that they're actually working, keeping them dialed in. And then I'm also taking my recruiting calls. I'm messaging people on Instagram. I'm always thinking about recruiting. I would say that goes the whole day, right? It's pretty hectic. And then really like the busiest time is like once 9 o'clock hits, it's like, oh, strap in, Tanner. You're about to get blown the fuck up. Like enjoy your night. So from like 9 to like 12:45 usually. Oh, dude, I'm on like 30 phone calls. Like I just get blown up. Like I'm surprised I'm not getting a call right now. I'm usually on the phone with someone, and as I'm on the phone with them, I have two more calls incoming because I tell all my people to call me every single night, right? So they call me. Um, so yeah, dude, I'm just like training people as far as like how their day went, people that are scaling, I'm helping them, and really just training as many people as possible at night. But dude, full transparency, bro. I've worked 16 hours a day for like the last 6 months, bro.
I love to hear you've inspired me to like really like walk down on my really intentional dialing time and something that I've got like a lot better at. Obviously, I'm not where I need to be at, but I'm really making sure that I get there really, really soon.
Yeah, dude, of course, bro. Well, I appreciate it, bro. You seem like a fucking dog, bro. Just stay locked in, be intentional, bro, and you're gonna blow the fuck up next year.
Thank you. You'll see me on the leaderboards. Thank you for
Let's
your time,
go.
Tony.
Let's go.
All right, bro. Well, I appreciate you
Yeah,
hopping on
I
here.
got a quick question. I'm sorry.
All right.
I didn't I was thinking if I
I,
could ask it and then I'm just gonna go ahead and ask it.
I will leave it one
So
more question. One more question for Tanner, I
if
guess.
I set a goal for myself, like whenever I first started, um, like where I wanted to be before I started lead spin, and I'm not exactly where I want. Like I haven't reached that goal exactly yet. And this week is the first week that I've gone without actually selling a policy. And I think that's also kind of messed with me mentally. And now I can't really decide if I should go on lead spin or not. And I think it's starting to affect me more mentally than it should because I'm starting to like overcomplicate everything. And I'm getting
Yeah,
really worried about like the dollar amount.
yeah.
And I just don't know like what do you think I should do like from here, like where I should go from here?
Yeah, bro. No, I could tell that that's definitely like something that would stress you out. Like it would stress out a lot of people. Buying leads is very uncomfortable. Most people don't want to buy leads. Now you're in a business that's lead based, like you have to buy leads. Also, when you start buying leads, you're getting better quality leads and you're instantly gonna sell way more. I promise you the second you buy leads, you will sell more. Now, how long have you been in the business?
A little 5 weeks, so a little over a month.
And how much have you sold in the last 5 weeks?
I've wrote 16,000, a little under,
16,
a little under
16,000.
15,700, but I haven't sold anything this week. So
Have you deposited money?
yeah, I actually just got my I had three policies go into effect. My first policies, everything I've sold, I haven't gotten anything immediate, which is also what I mean whenever I say like I'm not, financially where I would want to be because I had my first three policies go into effect on the 15th and I still haven't even gotten paid for them. And like all my other policies don't even go into effect until January. And like that's when I'm supposed to start lead spin. So I think like the financial stuff is really just starting to mess with me and like I don't and I think it's starting to
No.
like, change my tone and like my confidence on the phone.
Yeah, bro. So you wanted to buy leads when? By January?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
first Monday of January.
All right, so buy them. On the first Monday of January, you're gonna buy leads, bro, because you have a lot of policies that are about to hit once January comes. You're about to get a couple of deposits here soon, and by January, you're gonna sell a bunch more too, bro. I promise you, buying leads is uncomfortable, and I know, dude, because it's uncomfortable for you to do. But the only way you'll get over that hump is actually buying them. And then your first day, you're gonna sell off them, and you're gonna be like, damn, like I wish I bought them sooner. Buying leads is something that you have to do in this business. And as long as you know how to sell, sometimes you just need to buy leads and have better leads. Like I have a lot of guys that struggle a fuck ton their first month. And I'm like, you need to buy leads. And they just buy them and then bang, it's like they sold 8K that week.
Yeah.
And like I should have bought more. And I'm like, all right, let's up it next week, right? As long as you have the skill set down to like a decent level where you can sell at least like four, maybe 5K a week. But once you buy leads, you'll sell a lot more.
I appreciate it. And I appreciate your time.
Of course, bro. All right. I'm gonna catch you boys later.
All
You
right,
guys
Tanner.
need anything, you guys let me know. Amar, bro, appreciate you having me on, dog.
Sure. I appreciate you hopping on here. All right, boys. Drop some ones in chat before
Let's
y'all end it.
go,
Appreciate the
Tanner.
time.